every weekday on Slick Television, Channel 37, from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Tune in and stay informed like never before.
The Today Show, only on Slick Television.
Hello, welcome again. It's the Today Show. Today, Monday, 17th, right?
The 17th? Is it 17th? The 19th.
19th, okay. You know,
but Italia is 2 days behind.
Maybe I live
2 days behind.
Maybe I live in Ethiopia. But didn't say alone. Anyways, Mina Patrick Salia.
And Mina Usman Ibrahim Mara.
Inside the Today Show today, the focus is whether President Julius Maada Bio will come out public and asserting authority as head of state on the saga between Koidu Limited and his wife, the First Lady, over the Koidu Limited and the work Academy conditions of service for improvement. And so much will form the basis of our conversation on the Today Show today.
Okay, let's take with Slick TV Today Show exclusive quote of the day. And it says, when individuals linked to the apex of power becomes tangled in the courtroom dispute with corporate interest, the nation needs clear, principled leadership. Yet the wisest courts can sometimes be steadfast silence rather than a presidential megaphone.
Interesting. I think I love that.
Presidential
megaphone can be, well, to some extent, I would agree. And on another hand, I would say the presidential megaphone is much more heavier in terms of authority than any court of law.
It's like getting
verdict.
Like presidential megaphone as saying, being a spokesman for the president. He speaks for the president. I mean, the voice of the president is always more important, they can say, than other people. And so from the president's presidential megaphone, people will listen more to him than any other megaphone, sir.
Anyway, so Mpox is around, so beware of how you move around. Avoid touching people. Avoid sweat, the saliva from people.
Yeah.
Avoid blood from people. And additionally, if you can, and try as best as possible, avoid sexual intercourse for now. Because it has been proven with the new trend of infection for Mpox, these are the ways. So please, he who feels it knows it.
And at the time, we don't confirm more than 2,000 cases. And I think 13 people, as of the latest data from yesterday, don't die from Mpox.
And that's the number within the reports, not only reported cases.
Yes.
These are the reported ones.
And there are some at home where they say maybe not chickenpox.
Or maybe not just infection, or not fever, malaria, and they die out of those conditions unreported. So beware.
Yeah.
Mpox is real and devastating. They come with excruciating pain and debilitating conditions. After the break, join we in the conversation as the brawl between the First Lady and Koidu Limited increases and now begs for the president's intervention. Is it supposed to be so, as people are now demanding? Let's find out.
Stay with us.
The road to greatness starts with mic, beats, and the fire that burns in your heart.
Una kusha una kabo, auna dedu. Healing them in Jesus' name, una ala alelu. Till I grow up and old stick, the tend them abutu. I dey direct them pa rap game from here to Fadubu. Yeah,
you gon' die tonight for disrespect. When me iron stars, boots like hood, I walk up on your neck. Drag your ass, my rap from Fadubu, Tego Ajekule. Load the clock up, came it out your head and let it back, yo.
From May 2025 to January 2026, the rap game go hot as we dey come together with the theme Salon Against Hate. This now we chance for raise awareness and go against the bad talk and message them we don't divide the country. Register now for the Rap Rampage 3.0 for free. Call plus 232 7674 9299. Kamle we all join on for make Salon unite. It's now you turn for win the biggest stake na Salon rap history. Third place they take home 10,000 leons. Second place go get 20,000 leons. And first place they take home a whooping 100,000 new leons. You feel say you get them? Can't drop fire bars. Win big and claim your throne. Rap Rampage 3.0. Now Orange and Orange Money, they bring this show to you.
Are you a lady going through issues in a relationship? You dey chop breakfast, you dey see pepper, my sister, you don't know who to talk to. Well, welcome to Girls Talk. Here on Girls Talk, we discuss everything that has to do with ladies and their relationship. Also, we get for the play entertaining and exciting games them. Not forget the gist part. Of course, Time Maggie get for the take place now. Always watch Girls Talk right here on Slick TV, channel 37. Get a nice.
Young lady, now to say Orange Money they take just 1% for cash out?
Yes, sir. Now just 1% will be cut for any cash out we do.
So if I cash out 1,000, I only tell you so the cut say?
Yes. Now just tell you, no more we go cut.
If I won't cash out 200, now only 2 million go cut?
Yes, Mama, we go just cut 2 leons.
So wait, so if I cash out 100 leons, I only 1 leon in the cut?
Yes, and now just 1 leons, no more we go cut.
This one too fine for believe. I don't want to see this kind cheap thing in my life.
1%, this is small money for big benefit. This is not the best offer ever. Orange Money, don't do it for me.
Now, cash out for only 1% of the amount with the widest agent network, na Salon. Now the cheapest cash out fee. No more stress, no more high fees. Just easy transaction. Orange Money, they any outside you go.
Orange Money, they are for you and me.
Okay, so welcome back. This is the best thing to do right now in the era of Mpox. So make sure you wash your hand. And it's outside you go, wash your hand and make sure that you clean your body properly. Now, let's go into the conversation proper. Remember on March 4th, that over 2 months ago, Koidu, New Sembeon City being gripped, well, panic and up and down being gripped Koidu, New Sembeon City. That's not the Diamond Ferrous City, na Connaught District, Eastern Salon. Usai workers of Koidu Limited, one of the mega diamond miners in the country, a British-owned diamond miner in the country, the worker then go into some protest. But guess who joined them in that protest? The First Lady, Mrs. Fatima Mada Bio. Mrs. Fatima Mada Bio been joined the protest on March 4, that are more than 2 months ago. And then they've been sparked a whole outcry in that cause day for improved conditions of service for the workers, in almost 1,000 of them. And they get them wives, families, husbands, and so much more. So the economy of them, about 1,000 people, is diverse. So they get a whole lot of mouths to feed, and people really depend on them. So after that protest, they've been come with some up and down, some accusations about the ministry, the ineptitude of the Ministry of Labour. We've been supposed to take up this venture where the First Lady take up, but rather choose for the silent. But reports will come out later say the Ministry of Labour will work behind the scenes with Koidu Limited for enhance the welfare of the workers, not Koidu. So shortly after this protest led by the First Lady on behalf of the Koidu Limited workers, we say a joint statement among several other correspondences will come out from the company, a joint statement by the Ministry of Employment, Labour and Social Security and Koidu Limited on March 20th. That was on a Thursday. And then say that they'll reach a certain roadmap with for help for enhance the workers' employed, waiting they ask for at a point in time. So this was the joint press release on 20th March. And fast forward to that incident day, we see USAI on another back and forth ensued. But on April 5, about a month after that protest led by the First Lady, we see USAI Koidu Limited na net. We see a video where emanates from Kono, USAI Koidu Limited. They transport the machines because reports will already come out say they don't close mining operations and they are packing out of the country. So in a video put out on social media on April 5, about a month after the protest led by First Lady Fatima Bio, this video emerged on social media. USAI, these lightweight CISO, you get more other lights BNM with machines, excavators, bulldozers, tractors, where in Koidu Limited be used for mine the diamonds. They have been taken out of Kono as part of the company folding up, Koidu Limited folding up their operations in Kono district or in the country. Now later, Koidu Limited put out a lengthy statement threatening a lawsuit against the First Lady for defamation and so much more, incitement and the likes. So this, now the notice we then put out on May 6, which is about a week or so ago, about 2 weeks ago, and say, notice of intent for legal action, underline that, intent, that they intend for take legal action against the First Lady for unlawful interference, incitement, defamation, and damage to Koidu Limited and Octia Limited. Now, let's see the demands we actually they look for. This is just a long synopsis of how they don't analyze the situation where the company don't go through and then put out, say, among several other things, then say the First Lady Fatima Madabio for issue formal apology and other things. They say then they take the First Lady to international court and ask for travel restrictions, pay for damage, about $20 million, and some other demands where the company makes through the lawyers or through the corporate division. And how the thing become interesting now? Now the reply by lawyers of the First Lady. See the list of lawyers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. About 13 lawyers representing from two chambers, more or less, from two chambers, presumably, representing the First Lady in this case. On 13th May, the lawyer then reply on behalf of the First Lady. And they require just two things from Koidu Limited. And then two things, more or less, now an apology from Koidu Limited, considering that the packing of misleading statements made against our clients, their own clients, the lawyer them, contained in your letter would create public disaffection for her, and that you circulate the said apology widely. And secondly, they say here that you and your said companies pay damages for defaming our client in the sum of $50 million to the National Revenue Authority, NRA, of Sierra Leone within a week. That 1 week they supposed for to elapse by now, or so should be elapsing this week, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, this week should elapse. 1 week of receiving this letter, that had been last week, failing which our instruction is to institute legal proceedings against you and your companies in Sierra Leone, and simultaneously instructing solicitors in Guernsey to do the same to ensure that our client's demands are met. This is not the demand, just two, in summary of all waiting and put out in defense of their clients, the First Lady Fatima Madabio. But it only stopped it. The First Lady still went ahead and did over 50 minutes video addressing the issue. And she put out that video there over the weekend, stating a whole lot of issues where in things the public need to understand. And we just take about 3 minutes excerpt from that over 50-minute video where the First Lady put out. Let's listen. Every second that the society they make headline and they issue them can turn up now we aid even for
then sue me. Well, then say that they sue me. What in Kwaidu hold they say they sue me for? You they sue me because you ask me for can help you, and when I go see the truth, I decide not for join you. Nadandi you they threaten say you go sue me. You look me a sitting First Lady say you go extradite me to Nigeria. You pull me in my country, carry me go Nigeria, go give me to Udat. You get that power there for say you go take me and carry me go Human Rights Commission. You have people's fingers chopped off. You have machine breaking people's collarbone. You have women whose husband has passed away and up to today they could not collect their benefits. You have your current workers who are vomiting blood and die innocently, you know, like chickens. And who is supposed to take who to Human Rights Court? Who? Everything that you cannot investigate me of chopping people's finger. You cannot investigate me for dropping machines on people, or when people die, they don't get their benefits. No, you cannot investigate me on those things. Now, let's go back to waiting at the reality. The whole reality here is Kwaidu Limited, them workers them see, make Kwaidu pay them the money where they na them contract. And if they work more than the 8 hour a day, any other hour where they work above them and they make Kwaidu pay them. All sign at the wall where you go work. If you work overtime, then they pay you. In fact, when you do overtime, then they pay you time and a half or double. That is waiting me sabi. Because me self been done work where I they work overtime. So I know waiting at overtime. But Kwaidu say no. People they work for 48 hours, then they pay them for 40 hours. And then they pay them 40 hours and pay them on the rate of 2013, 6.50 cents. They say nadani na dollar rate. No, that is not the dollar rate in Sierra Leone. The dollar rate in Sierra Leone is 24 leones. Now they say then they sue me. And because Kwaidu go put out a statement, then say then they go sue me, and then they put on a social media for also set me up against the country. Now, then claim say anti-corruption been done investigate me, and they find me wanting for corruption. I know one day member anti-corruption investigate me when they find me wanting for corruption. And I also want for bring to Kwaidu then attention say, I do not work for government of Sierra Leone, and I do not take salary from the government of Sierra Leone. Just in case if you don't know, I do not work for the government of Sierra Leone, and I do not take salary from the government of Sierra Leone. So where is the corruption here?
All right. That was a statement put out by the First Lady over the weekend. And then it's over 50 minutes video. You can go to the First Lady in Facebook page and follow and watch the extensive analysis we do in that video there. Okay, so just as they put out that video there, the wives of workers who have been laid off now Kwaidu Limited inside Kono, then we take to the streets of Kwaidu City, and this is what they were protesting for. Our children are starving. Already they husband them, they don't lay them off from work, about 1,000 of them. have been laid off from work. Some of them already are workers. Some of them, predominantly, they are women, wives and female workers, formerly of Koidu Limited. So this now the incident will be happen over the weekend na Koidu, Sembeun City, as these women took to the streets in a peaceful protest and saying or sending a message to the world that they're beginning to starve and then things are not going right for them. Let's get into this conversation now. So with the way how things they go, some people now see the entire situation as an embarrassment to the government, the Julius Maada Bio SLPP-led government, and then the president as a result for intervene and come publicly and make some certain declaration and a certain authority. So let's get into the conversation. William Saul Amin, now the executive director for the Civil Society Group for Accountability Now, Sierra Leone, and Abdul Karim Kamara Esquire, we now part of the spokesman team of the opposition, the main opposition, All People's Congress. Two of them are here. Gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the Today Show.
Good afternoon and thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure being here. Good afternoon, Sierra Leone.
William Saul, I mean, Una believes say it is now time for let the first lady relax small and then let the husband take this battle. Why you not think so?
Yeah, thank you very much, Patrick. I think now the second layer will come to that. The first layer, as will be done to do for all of the civil society and human rights activists, journalists, politicians, we begin to get issue with this mining company. We position always, once it get for do with the right of the people, now for commend that kind individual or organization. You get for do them salary, you get for do them benefits, you get for do them protection and all of that. We always the backup for say yes, that's kudos. They are Sierra Leoneans and they get for do with human rights issue. So for this recent one, get for do with the first lady. The actions where it take, they focus on the same thing I just mentioned, human rights issue. So some of we come out clear and say, yes, we support the first lady on these actions for ensure, say, I mean, the right of the people be adhered to. Organization can be a human rights organization. An individual can be a human rights individual. Can also be an human right. And then it means it has to be accountability and also register with government and all of that. An individual can be an human right. And this is a test case for see the first lady for the very first time going out where some people already don't fail we, like the parliament. For any country for be great or small, the parliament get a rule for play for make a country move on. We expect such an issue. Before this company they even begin operate, whatever package must not go to parliament and parliament endorse say yes, we agree for this company. So at the end of the day, if there is some amount of sourness or bitterness don't begin play between the workers and then when they would invest money in this company, the parliament for come on quickly and find solution to that. But they fail for them. But ministries, agencies.
Parliament how?
Huh?
How parliaments for coming?
How parliament for coming? I don't analyze this now. A come like that nature.
Then they do oversight.
Yeah, they come. Now there is a conflict already. Now that conflict, they make the first lady come in. Wait till me, they say, they're not for be allowed the first lady for coming. This conflict, then they play, they can't play small.
The points that they make more or less, the points that they tell for clarify, Parliament already don't ratify an agreement between the government of Salone and Koidu Limited. Initially, it was Koidu Holdings, and later rebranded to Koidu Limited.
Yeah.
Two companies.
That is what I'm saying.
Yes. They don't ratify that agreement.
Yes.
Because for any mega agreement of that nature, should go through Parliament. And Parliament already don't play that part.
So does
and
that
periodically, then they do oversight.
Yes. So does that...
So what more, waiting more, what they expect from Parliament?
Yes. So does that mean, if they don't go before Parliament, Parliament then endorse the operation, does that mean no conflict no go happen within the company, no conflict no go happen within the host community?
Or should you rather be saying that Parliament not only do the oversight properly?
Well, effectively, I will say so. So what are they trying to say here? Before first day they even come in, would expect Parliament for don't come because now then they represent the people. You don't expect Sierra Leoneans for Dome Street for demonstrate in their issues than the way the first day they raise. With parliamentarians, then they represent people. One game parliamentarians, they expect 5, 6, 7 million people within a constituent, right? So we expect the Parliament for coming strictly. Say, no, there is a crisis. Let's sell the call. Why if you say in the call ministries, agencies, and departments periodically for go to Parliament, for go answer to some queries and find an amicable way for resolve them. I think that the Parliament also therefore. Not for just go get an oversight and go there and check if the company they operate or whatever. If there is conflict, they also get the responsibility for calling them for canceling them. But we will not see that happen in this case. Fatima go out there and join the people for demonstration. I can do it individually. I can do it with my organization. I can do it, a group of people can do it. You understand? So some we say, yes, it has to be that way. Not to somebody to come on a Britain or Nigeria or Liberia for can demonstrate for Sierra Leoneans. Sierra Leoneans for demonstrate for themselves. Right? Having said that, say kudos for this action, for this demonstration, supporting the people of Kono. And let me tell you, it's not just about the people of Kono. Now that community, there are people who don't know Timini, Mende, Limba, Fula, so many tribes, international people in the Okde. So it's not just about Kono. In fact, they focus on Kono, the Kono people, the Kono people. It's not just Kono people in the Okde, that community. So there are so many people who come on Kenima, Bo, Makeni.
We migrate.
That is it. When they work there.
For go find job.
That is it.
And go do business.
So this is not just about Kono issue now. Now on that grounds make, we come to the second phase. That this is not just about Fatima now. It's not just even about a particular ministry or a paramount chief. It's not about State House. It's not about the presidency. This kind of thing will continue for Boyle. Is this how they're for now?
Over 2 months.
Yes. Is this how they're for now? People in the park, they go. They come in, we go for seek the people of the people of interest. We also go for seek the company interest. We go for seek the government in interest.
But the company all get they don't pack out.
Yeah, that's they don't pack out and they say they go, but if the president come in, they can still find solution. They can find solution at any time. You understand? Now, could they say the presidency need for coming now? It's not a joking matter.
What do you expect the president to do?
Well, we want a peaceful way for settle this matter. Because why? There are people who are Sierra Leoneans where they benefit from the company. Then they pay their salary. Then they do a lot of other things to them. There are business people within Kono and outside Kono where they benefit from the company, directly or indirectly. Then they do business. Even our water they sell. Some people who they supply water to that company. Maybe at the end of the month, they write in check and pay. And they benefit something. They must be paying something to council. Then they pay something to NRE. And so many other ways. Well, government they use for pay soldier man and policeman and other areas. So the company also is very important. Secondly, the company, they are not here as NGO. They came here to make business. They come for do business. And when they do business, they forget profit. So the company also need for benefit. You understand? In doing this business. The community people need for benefit. The state need for benefit. Everybody need for benefit. If they fall down now, then say go for losses. Because if they say, oh, this person among business, don't find out. Not to solution that. You understand? Because these are all things we got for take, years upon years for sit-down accord, for waste time and all the rest of it. I believe in peaceful resolution whenever there is conflict. So now I could say now, no other person now. But His Excellency the President, it is high time now for make it say something. Because if something don't boil for 2 months, 3 months, if they go on, other fighters they come in, minister they come, this person they come, paramount chiefs they come, council they come, youthman they come, the workers themselves they demonstrate and all of that. It is high time now the President for make a statement. Meaning they put word at the President to mouth.
In order to show the ineptitude of the people that we appoint at the Home of Affairs, for example, in the Ministry of Labour, Employment and Social Security and the other sectors, Ministry of Mines inclusive, NMA and the likes.
The Ministry of Mines,
they're not competent.
The Minister of Mines is representing the President.
Yes.
The Minister of Labour is representing the President. Now this country we don't see youthman and Feta Kutorod with bike. We see His Excellency the President, retired, ex-president, go at the scene for coil down the situation. Not to one, not to two to Assam. And with other presidents.
And you think that's what it's supposed to continue?
It's not supposed to be. But if it don't be so now, at this point in time, I think the Speaker of Parliament alone will forsake to this problem now. The #1 gentleman of the country, when something water one for pass Gary, That particular time, the president has to say something.
Okay.
If I talk, we didn't tell us that so for say, but the president for say something.
Abdul Karim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just yesterday, I be follow to one particular forum. Somebody they argue say, this is a very good precedent for the people of Kono and Salone, not to for let Koidu Limited win or for let the worker win.
No, I don't cut you, Patrick. A lot of things therefore come out.
Yes, in your argument, the person in your argument now that any other company where they come, because Koidu Limited,
a lot of things they come up.
They don't follow. Any other company now where they come, they never look into all of these concerns already that have been raised, the agitation where the First Lady already don't push onto this level. You agree with that?
Firstly, again, let me say good afternoon to Australians and to esteemed listeners. Firstly, I want to say this is an unfortunate event. It's unprecedented, unacceptable, and we, the APC, they show serious sentiments with over 1,000 plus people we don't lost their jobs. Where as Sierra Leone Day as it is now, for make you even get a meal a day is challenging. Very, very tough. Talk less for make over 1,000 plus more lost jobs. Companies, multinational companies of this nature, fold up, say we they go, because as far as we're concerned now, Sierra Leone is no longer business friendly to us. You know what that is causing to this country? It is constraining the economy at this particular point. More especially where Sierra Leone, the economy is shattered. So imagine a multinational company of that nature, where employ over 1,000 plus people fold up. So imagine 1,000 plus people come join again, millions of Sierra Leoneans that are unemployed. You know what is that happening? Crisis. So therefore, we as the APC,
hence the wives and female workers of
and their children,
yes,
and their parents,
they took to the streets.
So imagine you calculate to each of those persons over there, 1 to 3. You are talking about over 4,000 to 5,000 people now where they find it difficult to find food a day. It's tough. We as a serious party, the APC, this not happen if we are being in the hands of power. Exuberance not forever take over the First Lady. From interfere into areas of specialty. This is not now the area of discuss.
But this problem started.
Now let me come. Please don't cut me off at this point. Please, wait. This is a very serious area I want to address. Had we the APC, serious party as we, exuberance not engulf the First Lady for meander or for middle into things or into resolving conflict will require expertise.
But take the art of the First Lady out.
Let me come.
She's a Sierra Leone and
no, let me come.
And descendants from Kono.
If you continue to interject me, you'll make me lose my thought processes. This is a very serious issue. It borders about over 1,000 or more people for which we, the APC, as a party, seriously the reason with them that we're not happy when they go out of job. But again, with international community and experts all over the world, we get what we call experts in conflict management. We get experts in resolutions. We get experts in dispute resolutions. We get experts there in arbitration. We get experts there in conflict resolution, for which the First Lady, with all due respect to her, I don't think she has expertise in any of these areas.
So you never don't do it, you do.
So thus, for make you venture into that area, first if you don't get the expertise. Because if you don't take time, if you go for set to plaba, if you don't sabi set to plaba, will allow you to go cause trouble. And this is what has happened. Now in a chieftaincy, not to all man be chief. First, before you be chief, you first sabi how to set to people. These are requirements. Then make, even with traditional context, if you don't become paramount chief, then they take you now a particular place for training, they call you Kanta. Then they give you the necessary trainings where you require. Because you are coming to mediate, you are coming to address conflict. And thus, you need the foresight, you need the appropriate tools for be fully armed as to how you enter into those conflict resolution. With skills, with arbitration skills, with conflict resolution skills, with a very good understanding of the triviality of the whole issue.
These are the machines.
These are the things that we are talking now. So imagine what this picture or this footage is causing to the world. You know what is causing to Sierra Leone now? It is making Sierra Leone less investor friendly. Because other multilateral companies or multinational companies looking at what is happening to Kwedu Holdings, now they are beginning to become apprehensive. They will say, you know what? If Kwedu Holdings were not in a salon for over years, then they treat them so. What about we know one candidate for car established? But what will be our fate?
But Abdul Karim, most people,
so in other words,
people might blame the APC because all of these agreements and arrangements started under the APC.
Well, you see one thing with...
You hear the first lady will say the agreement 2013, the term, the rate at which then they agree, very low.
Correct.
Where then they try now for it, when they advocate and agitate for letter review.
Correct.
As part of improving the conditions of service of workers.
Correct. You see, government,
So
I like this analogy.
So the APC too is part of the problem?
No! At the time when the APC will negotiate this contract, dollar was 25 leons. Not only when the first lady, the talk now say, now $1 is 24 leons. No. At that time, $100 was less than 350,000. So if you can now realize that, in fact, during our own days, we negotiated better and in the best interest of Sierra Leone as opposed to now. So first lady, if you want at least ameliorate these conditions of people, you have to come there with the requisite expertise that is needed. So that you have a win-win situation. The people here win and the company wins. So you require experts in those areas.
But this on
okay, go
on. Continue.
There comes in the line ministries. There are experts seated over there. The president in wisdom don't employ the Minister of Labor and Employment.
And Mines.
Correct. The president in wisdom don't employ the Minister of Mines. The president in wisdom don't get somebody within the National Mineral Agency. These are all formidable institutions or agencies or ministries where get the required as per what is supposed to be done.
Technical.
They require technical, professional, and all what it takes. Let them take the lead.
But this don't drag for quite too long.
But please wait.
And it appears,
so waiting,
it appears as if they're not they up to
so waiting. So in other words, I will tell you now, I'm not being the devil's advocate here. But I will tell you that sometimes because of the expertise from the Ministry of Mines, the Ministry of Labor, if they will not allow them to go at a slow pace and get a peaceful resolution, it will have been so better for the 1,000 people already out there right now, already out of job, as opposed to the speedy and hasty way the first lady intervened and don't wreck this entire situation. So
hence you know,
so it is
hence
better.
you don't agree with Saudi.
I am not. In fact, that is why I said it's a sad situation for Sierra Leone. Exuberance shall not have engulfed the first lady that if venture into an area she hasn't got the requirements. With all due respect to her, these particular industrial disputes require professionals. So I repeat.
You know, endorse the president's intervention at this point in time.
No, I will not say so. He is the father of the nation. If you realize now, say the intervention of a wife. Don't forget, her wife in her exact statement. Her office is a ceremonial office. Put me again on tape. There is no way in our constitution that provides an office called the office of the first lady.
But you don't know the office of the president.
No, pa, you know the safe.
Auditor General, they capture her.
Well, that is why, if you notice, that is the beginning of why Lara Teropias was fired. Because she decided to probe into areas that are not provided for and thus shall not and cannot have remuneration.
But if they receive subvention...
Let us don't open another Pandora's box, please.
The aspect of our office being ceremonial and not...
That is why she said, in her exact extract, that she's not working for government, she's receiving salary from government. That tells you she's just merely the first lady who is retired at the office of the first lady as ceremonial reasons to support the president to perform his official duties.
So which role do you expect the president for playing this?
Now I am saying, if the president don't realize the intervention of a wife don't create more trouble than the comfort where people then they expect, it is expeditious for him being the father of the nation, for say how best it ameliorates, and we, the APC, they join forces to say, if all other institutions have failed, we the APC, we are ready to make sure we see how best we can communicate to the powers that be. Now the only person who can turn to the president. But use your skills as an expert. We know you have a PhD in peace and conflict. That's what I meant to understand that you read peace and conflict. And you have these negotiation skills and this conflict resolutions ability. See how best you would make and have a win-win situation wherein Kwaidu Holdings, a whole multinational company of this nature, cannot fold up its activities, thereby creating hardship to over 1,000 plus more and their livelihoods and families. To come back and resume work and service equally the people out there, the Sierra Leoneans that are coming from all over the country, residents in Kwaidu or working for Kwaidu Holdings, can go back to work and get a dignified source of income. So thus we are saying, firstly, that it is but enough for make President said in WEF say, you know what, please just limit yourself to your ceremonial functions as you supporting me at home and giving me the necessary tap at the back, not on the front stage. That this is how I should support my husband to do his or her work. But don't forget that this is a state's function, a state's responsibility for which the company and its employees have already developed some conflicts. Thus, relevant line ministries, i.e., NMA, the Ministry of Labor, the Ministry of Mines, Parliament, the Chief Minister, these are responsible people who can sit these people to the table to agree and disagree in a win-win situation. Rather than you going there to ferment chaos, confusion, as eminent. Look at the First Lady provoking and supporting, championing strike actions as opposed to what exactly is supposed to be seen as you being that arbiter that will look at this side and look at this side and provide solution that is at the best interest of both parties. Correct. But this again, why you not able to do so? Because she hasn't got the required expertise.
But now you don't happen to say the Kwaidu Limited itself, they don't fold up. You see the machines within the...
This is what I am saying.
We don't have for Greece. We don't answer don't fold up.
Before I wrap up, before my brother can
taking one machine out, two machine out, maybe they can say don't fold up.
That is why...
This also one machine.
Always say I need, what are the actions?
William, this also one machine.
No, they're not out of this country. Always people have for see, the president come out as a statesman for make a statement.
Okay, William, allow Abdul line.
So therefore, what me they try for saying in this? We they say very clear that from the excerpt we play, First Lady say, now the exchange rates na saloon, they at a skyrocketed pace of 24 leons to $1. You know what that means? If this company wrap up, it has a rippling effect not only to the employees now that are directly affected, but even to central government as to their remittances to central government, their royalties, their taxes. Because you cannot pay taxes where you are not operating. So the sooner they follow up, they are going to follow up because they cease paying taxes. And that is going to affect not only now the Kwaidu workers, but the civils, the teachers, the nurses, the lawyers, the judges, all of the facets. So it has a rippling effect.
Okay.
So we as a party, responsible political party, the APC, we are saying, in as much as we understand that the company needs to run, but they must equally make sure they know that people working for the company are Sierra Leoneans and they deserve a dignified source of income. And thus we are asking them for them to see reasons not to go out of the country, because this is not for Sierra Leone. This is no longer about APC.
And you think
we are asking for to give it a second thought.
They already might be
as a sober political party to give it a second thought that hey, we are going to come. We are the next government. If things are not working now, please just exercise some amount of patience. When we come, we will have experts who are seasoned conflict and conflict resolution experts, who are experts in arbitration and dispute resolutions or industrial dispute resolutions. We'll sit them on the table with you, wherein you can have a win-win situation. Kwaidu Holdings, you win, and the people working for you win, and then we have a thriving economy.
No, imagine say it happened the way we propose. How long you want Kwaidu Limited? We already look at the transport and machine demo. How long you expect them for let them wait? They already feel threatened. How long you want let them continue?
We offer these services. If the government can seek our advice, because we have these professionals, don't forget, the FPC has a barrage of these professionals. But just because these people came into government,
the administration not get?
They don't have it.
Okay, William, so at this stage,
we'll aid them with some of this.
in
the first place, Patrick, knowing Saul Lamini, say I'm very cool and very dull. Why? I was really expecting my colleagues here to be here, like the studio, very hot. Because my brother, they talk, you get the political background and all the rest of it, and I'm an activist. The moment when you go hard, I go hard. The next thing somebody will watch will say, oh no, so another party day. No, this other person I already talk to, this other party day. So I'm not too comfortable, in fact. Like what we forget, a fireman or civil society with me self. Oh my God, like this studio. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. What they say here is nothing can make team B. I am a 28 years old civil society. Not to yesterday, I come and civil society. 28 years, I was 28 months or 28 days old. 28 years, now I come and civil society. I get a university graduate who are born now inside the hook. You understand? So I'm not a small boy in this country. We don't go on demonstration for war. Oh, no, nothing but war. It don't matter. Fatima, they don't need to forget master's degree on peace and conflict for go say they go join in brothers and sisters in Akwedu for demonstrate for the right. No. For the start, I support them. But at this stage, they so now, everybody for back out and the president take the front seat. That's
so
my
at this
comment.
stage now, the machine is not
the machine is not going nowhere. All this, it can be games. You understand? This is a war in the now. When you fight war, everybody play on game. If they move this machine, maybe let them put light on, they put caterpillar on top. Some man like do they feel say no, we man not there for go okay, they die tomorrow morning. Oh, everything is over. People are going to jump like quit you begin see so. You know how many people they know there for the past 10 years they not get job? How can Kwedu Holdings just hold on for few days? People begin going in the street say no, we are done, we are finished. What about the one who only 10 years will not get work? Now think it make team B, and they always and they continue for say the next few days or weeks. You go see Boku TV, they come out. From some government officials, from the Kwedu Holdings, you get for see secret, they get for come up. From this saga. Sometimes I think it makes me. One person get for take something, boop, it blow out. And then you see things and they begin to expose themselves. You understand? Previous government, current government, civil society, Boku TV.
That will escalate the problem further.
That is why I'm saying the president need for coming now. They don't sack people and where all democratically elected position, mayors. I don't community here because of their mining come there. What could happen there?
You mean Emerson Lamina?
Well, Emerson, I don't say, but could people they don't sack. But could people, some activists don't die. The earlier mining companies there.
What if president don't do it when they ask for it?
It do harm.
What if not?
Fellow, I'm a very stubborn civil society.
What if you not do harm?
No, it do harm. If you don't go with the demonstrate, he has to talk. He's the first gentleman of this nation. When things they go bad, he has to say something. A statement go make them want to carry the goes on. Na Matuka they don't stop. In one day statement they make them to carry turn back.
Okay, let me listen to Sierra Leoneans quickly before continuing this conversation.
Please just one by before.
Adikam Abdulkaim.
In one statement they make them turn back.
John Abdullahi being go out for 6 years and their opinion and views on this subject matter and this fight now between the First Lady and Kwedu Limited. One person asking for $20 million damage, and the other person asking for $50 million damage.
There is need for intervention of the first gentleman at the country to come in. Because if the president of the First Lady is a company, a mining company, court, I alarm him because we get laws the way about we understand, we get the Ministry of Mining, we get the laws the Labour Ministry standing, because anywhere take the welfare of workers and area where Sierra Leone and the lost job and two-way the alarm. Understand? Government for coming, but the more we extend illegal batteries there, it creates a loss to the country. But we know we don't lost illegal battery back to Sarminia, England, where they order the company for miners for a long period of time. When after we they get the problem. and that make a need for the government, you know, more His Excellency the President, for they come in and talk to the both parties then, because them process then they create another thing, the legal battle. So we don't cut now. We go get influence for get them down, but if they push it to another international, I'm more lost to the state and not to the government. Because they lost several things, the more job they lost, the more problem to the people in Akono, and they come in and get their corporate social responsibility when they give to the community. Where some community and they benefit from their mining benefits are with their mining community. For that corporate rent, some they use them for developing community. If it's some of them bad, they are the legal bad. And then some of them benefit, they are the drop. You understand? Now more pain they can to the people because they lost job, development they go on and surrounding, and then the mine still. You understand? And they could get more loss. Both sides they lost. The government bad and get a percentage they get for mining community. If they job then they go well, and more loss to the GDP. You understand? Because the more we get, the benefit, and the more we GDP, they go. But if we not get a mining community alone, a good number of mining community they contribute to the country GDP. You understand? Because we don't do well in Okusai. I make we get war with the mining community and a more problem to the state. You understand? More job they lost, no salon background. Get high rates of youth unemployment. If some of them come in, they get them back to them, they with workers them. Now more problem they can to Sierra Leone and the back, more problem they lost job. Directly, government friends have been fast there, not for sleep, because the modern thing that they drag the person of the first lady, they take illegal battle against coming there. The government for coming, then they applicate. Because we get ministry, we get line ministry, we get other bodies there, understand? But I watch in another area as an individual, me as an activist, I believe say if anything they suppress one Saloma, you understand, I be right back for where we agitate and talk for them. You understand? The both sides and get them, even the first lady back gets look like. Because you want to seek the interest of your own fellow citizens and your own brother. That's the right. The company member will tell you say because we don't make better profit, they will cut down workers. That they need for the government can let them say no get more cut of job. If they say the government for coming and let them say to that. Then they repeat the country, they get problems. They cut down future investment. Because they get problems with their international coming there, they cut down more investors not for coming.
Just any point I believe so. And when they mining coming, they come and pass through them. They get a license. You understand? Then secondly, I get the belief so you get Minister of Mines. You get Director of Mines and they will take on in duty in there. But I mean, in a country like this way, I believe so the president will intervene the mining company. Where the mining company in this country, they pay all the dues, pay their taxes, pay everything we believe say they sign with government. And the ABM very serious because I make you get a Minister of Mines, you get Director of Mines, and then people are able to come in. Where we like first they come in between the people and the president will do to start coming between them. They will solve this issue next time.
So what I the intervention will do. You see like the president in front or the use so that way that for intervening issue
yeah, to me idea I get the belief see he use your own power because as a first lady you can get that belief see now he use. But maybe the past governments, the way we believe say don't pass, or don't can't don't pass, the president will intervene so any governance. Because when I mean you get ministers within charge of them thing and then ministers and then duty and but you don't take all the whole of the ministers for the work. And by right, you're not supposed to do that. Because you get Minister of Mines, you get Director of Mines. We have belief say and take on your duty then. But as a president, you only know the if you're not married, you married to a president. Stay out of politics. They're not your lane. President do your work. I get that believe in music. And the president back here advice if one goes to the super and goes to allow the this. But to me own idea right now, I believe say President Bill life of coming and solve this issue. This issue is Scali. Well, I get the believe say for the whole as a whole, they pay user. As for me, I don't mind, I don't work my mind in community. When they pay certain dues when they go to the community people, they go to the environment chief. Even that money when they want to carry the gap, they get money the way they pay. Because when they destroy them people when they pass it, when they work at the mining community. So every month they pay them dues. I get the belief say them money they pay any mining community can employ any issue they benefit to that money they move. Because they pay you can get people the way they take care of, where they make the country they go develop. So and the Kubonas and they out of jobs so like that. You know that the more worst problem they come between them, homes and scatter, divide they take place. But if they work, they can't get them better than the house. I believe say things will move on.
President now Mama President Yo now Papa understanding now number one man in the country. The first lady now number one woman in the country. So if me and the people they get problem. I feel say the president will intervene for try for solve way out the problem because them people the way they sakala, them back get family there, they get family there, they get people there, they got other people the way up to them. Understand? So me not feel say President no possible let this go into court issue. We don't go into court issue because anything when human do when are bad at the end of the day, it reflect to her. We say that the president. So I can say he can right to intervene. I can say right to intervene by this issue for making way to solve as a president. They not a great good impact. They not a great good impact at all. Because anybody will tell you say the great good impact a lie. Because one, I know say when they don't go to court, they don't stop this issue. One the way they sack now, one don't know sack, they go not for stop all man. And wait, and now we all know how the country is, how the world they move. You understand it? Team on our pass to hope to survive. Any how we go. So if the most of them don't know how they might be able to survive, and some of them are family people. You understand it? They get their own responsibility. So now we say the president for stop, we need for step in for make it go to stop this issue between the first lady and the people.
Views there from Sierra Leoneans on this subject matter. Well, some of them seem to be much more grounded and unlike what you would think, right? Yes. Well, let me listen to the two guests we are getting in our studio. William Saulamin, Civil Society Accountability Now, Executive Director, and Abdulkarim Kamara Esquire, a lawyer, with a part of the All People's Congress publicity team. This issue much more serious than perhaps
of course
than the ordinary eyes.
I buy that to the last of my penny. This issue very serious because it deals with the daily lives of Sierra Leoneans, sustainability issues, survival issues. Because if Sierra Leoneans cannot fend themselves, food to eat, there is that proverbial saying that an angry person, an hungry person is an angry man. If these people continue to survive being hungry, they can become violent at any point in time, and thus we don't want that. We condemn that. But however, one thing I want to bring to your attention, which I want to say, I'm not saying a Creole. Wallahi, if you know Sabi talk case, if you come for can't case, if you not take time, you ain't come for can't case, now you deploy the case. If you don't believe this, ask the one when I expert them. I repeat again. For Sabi talk, for settle case,
dispute,
you for Sabi. For settle dispute, you for sabi, you need to get professional training. You need to get that sabi for settle dispute, or else you the escalator. This is what has happened. And I repeat, the first lady in exuberance, I repeat, if forgetful say they are line ministries, we're charged with this responsibility for industrial conflict resolutions. We get the expertise, the necessary know-how as to how they go about it.
No, they don't know how to they don't get the expertise.
They jump into this matter and now look the aftermath. Look the end product. In fact, it don't become more chaotic than even in inception. And to us, we are saying, we as APC, we will repeat this again, we always get the backing of this 1,002 plus people. We don't lost their jobs. We're not happy. We're not glad. More especially when things are now difficult soon in this country. More especially now.
What about the other millions of Sierra Leoneans who lost their jobs?
Mr. Saul, please allow me. So to us, we understand, say, now because the first lady, he knows sabi how for talk case, now he make this case don't big so. Because if you sabi, like how organized systems that they do, you get certified arbitrators, qualified arbitrators, you get qualified peace and conflict resolution experts, you get qualified industrial resolution experts, hire these people, sit them on the round table, tell them that this is the subject matter. There is an industrial dispute between the employer and the employee. See how best you can settle this matter. See how best you can mediate this matter. At the end of the day, the employer wins and the employee wins. But because First Lady, with all due respect to her, did not get this professional expertise, now you don't land into this unfortunate economic challenge. Let me say this. When this thing continues, so as my brother like they say, it's now almost 2 months. Over 1,000 plus.
More than 2 months.
More than 2 months. That's why I say over 2 months. Over 1,000 plus workers are not being paid. When is this thing going to cease? Imagine these people that get them picking in a university, they have to pay for them. Imagine the people that.
Well, you say let them wait for one kind of.
No, I'm not saying let them wait for it. Not to what I say. I say they say, if Kwedu Holdings, as per allegation, I don't want to dive into it. That is why I deliberately deny not for going into what it caused the conflict. May just be they say before you come into conflict, try to know the root causes and how you solve them, and it requires expertise. But therefore, if this particular way that they go, so the impasse continue, we they talk to Kwedu Holdings kindly for the interest of Sierra Leoneans, put me on tape. Because these things are difficult now, economy difficult now, we as an opposition, when they plead with them, say, please, there will 1,000 or more people, I mean, they don't go out of job. Let us continue the status quo as it is for the meantime, until if SAPP want to expertise, then they hire we experts them, when an expert in arbitration.
But for them, whatever agreements they will continue with, now losses to them.
That is why we are saying now, many don't follow. If that is why this man has said,
if they not follow up for them, they will continue for losses.
No, they not follow. Listen, let me land.
You say if.
If. We they say, make them, in fact, we not if again, make them not fold up, because as this man, Saudo say, then they call on president for intervene, and we know that president will become insolvent with professionals for handle this, and because they come into governance with malice, they fire all professionals across the board. They don't become incapacitated with these professionals. We they hire we they give with services. We they give with services pro bono to the.
I never mentioned the same
for make sure say this matter be settled once and for all. When do all this come up equally, so the people equally not go out of job.
Okay.
Then people only demonstrate so. Would I ask them make them wait? Now then 1,000. We will not hook. We'll pass 2-3 million. If they continue for demonstrate, we say the command hospital. We will pass there. There are people who don't pass 10 years. They are graduates. They're not going to get it today. But they still get fit.
But then they can't add now to.
Are they come? No, this thing is settled. My brother, this thing is settled. Not only they settled this thing.
How optimistic you be?
This thing, I'm 100%. The president, a listing president. You know, sometimes something will happen when you jump. No. You're not head of state. You're not head of state. You're not just jump. But what do they say now, civil society? They don't due now for make a jump inside this matter. And trust me, when they jump inside this matter, wherever they caterpillar, then they take a U-curve.
What if perhaps INSEF don't do behind closed doors, but they're not successful?
Behind closed
doors.
If you're not successful, that make you always get advisors. Not only
perhaps
national.
The reason we in WEF, the first lady we hail from Kono, maternal home, do so.
If the first lady in audio 50 audio plus, he said a man instruct her.
Yes.
Say, okay, go by how you able go solve the problem. So, in other words, we are saying,
is it not clear that the president's no one for involved, or maybe you don't involve one way or the other, but you're not successful?
Well, advocacy they in different ways.
see?
It is different ways. You can know in different way. I know they say that President Bio tell Fatima for going to Kono, not to that.
Fatima says so.
Okay. If Nain says so, fine. But what they say as an advocate, advocacy is in different way. Sometimes, you know, so if you want for lobby, you go to a senior government official in WEF, you go tell them some certain things. Sometimes the husband and then at that office, you go to your wife.
Okay.
When your wife go and they jump bien and a bed, when they don't, they say, daddy wake. They begin to tell and say, then picking a right business, this other thing business, 2 hours tomorrow morning, I want to try for Okona. The man they say, okay, I will do something on that. The next day morning, not all time they see president, they go now, this thing, they go pass out the parliament, or they do this and they do that to say that from himself, they come out. If they come out from friends, if they come out from a wife, if they come out from people who are very close to them, they sit down quietly and then implement. And no necessarily means that because Fatima don't go Kono, don't go to Empire demonstration. So we all for saying that all the Fatima don't do it wrong. You go to so many African states now. Presidents are making statements, driving mining companies out of, because there is nothing much you don't get.
So why they not be don't take a step?
No. Now make I say that think you make team B.
The head of state that give, the head of state that give, they don't invoke mining license.
Thank you.
Several of them.
Now
we head of state that Burkina Faso.
We all pattern will be different. Sometimes we all pattern I be laying this will take through Fatima and all that. You understand? We can take these investors, they don't care. We are appreciated, but most of them not do nothing serious. I'm telling you something. Go to Kwedu, there is nothing wrong to write about. Inside Kono, all side dig in Kwedu city. Some of you they travel help we come out. We know what they happen. We appreciate them. Yes, I will never say I will not appreciate them. I will appreciate them because they pay tax and all that things, they create job. But what thing they do for we in this country is not commensurate to waiting then they even take care of. We don't even know what they happen. Some ministers on this man they talk about professionals. They don't even know what they pull in and then they can go out of a country. We don't even know. Let me wait and think it make team B.
But they are under
no, wait and see.
But they're under the Kimberley process. They are what's in the mind is being vetted by
so
enemy.
It's how they say.
So you want to tell me say criminals and all that in this country where the TIFO no. Not to justice government.
Okay.
You feel that the SFP government no money, I don't do anything. So many other past government from before Tijan Kaba until this time. There are so many racketeers who don't come out of the country. Then they exploit, then they loot, they careful. So what do you mean they say, whether it is sad or not, it has happened. That day they were Fatima, they Kwedu, they before play with demonstrate. Me and meet to so many Sierra Leoneans. Oh, Fatima don't do well. Oh, Pipina, oh, Pikine, oh, this. Everybody was happy. Today, people they and turn around again. These are Sierra Leoneans. So because that is it, Ozana crucified. So what I'm saying, what they don't say, no, expert not on this. We don't demonstrate that this country. We're not to expert.
Mr. Lamine is
expert not on this.
But maybe
where Fatima don't lose something, Parliament for come up, Minister of Labour for come up, everybody for come up and make sure they sit down at table and solve this problem, including the paramount chiefs and local authorities there.
Okay. Patrick, do you know that people are trained as mediators?
No, I can begin to say no. My brother is wrong. So Patrick is wrong. No, this is not the time.
First lady, with all due respect to her, become a certified mediator.
Nobody is wrong at this time.
William, one last question before we wrap up this conversation. William, what if President Bio not do this?
I just optimistic.
Considering the facts, the first lady don't say.
No, I sure of what they talk. I'm talking as Saul Amin. President Bio, they take some actions these 2 days. Trust me.
Well,
at this level, they take action.
Exactly how it happens.
They do something.
We in this country, so many times we don't call on the president.
And we all for yarn for that. We all for yarn for that now. Let the president come up and take some action. He's the first gentleman.
Just a quick one.
Okay. Few seconds.
Yes. We the time for say this that again the first lady in action is ill-advised because it lacked the required expertise as to mediation. Because it lacked the required expertise as to mediation, I don't learn.
If I not to mediation, this issue is not about mediation.
Why you say not to mediation?
This issue is not about mediation.
Between two people then. And if you come
no, sometimes when I go for scatter force, when I mediate.
William and Abdul Karim, thank you very much. This
and if you are not a politician, next time please bring CSO for me.
For joining this conversation.
Bring somebody from SFP, let them debate.
Facebook platform, so you can continue with the comments on our Facebook page, Slick TV. At any time, anywhere, feel free for do so. We'll continue the program with the second half, where Usman Mara go there shortly for Take His Rule. But first, Mohammed Kolya with a rundown of sporting activities
and events from local to international, particularly those which unfold over the weekends.
Week 19 inside the 2024-2025 Lyon Rock Premier League see defending champions Bo Rangers, currently the third, struggle with bottom place Mighty Blackpool to a 1-1 draw on Saturday. Usum Stars beat Abacha City 1-0. Star Sports Academy or Schoolboys Old Edwardians to a goalless draw. FC Cologne, the Cavaliers, where they fought na the table, beat Port Authority 2-0. Bulom Stars draw 2-2 with Cambridge Eagles. Current league leaders, Eastern Lions beat relegation threatened Freetown City Football Club 2-1. Loawa Football Club secure a goalless draw with Diamond Stars. Baibue Warriors manage a 1-1 draw with Wilberforce Strikers. Inside other news, Ivorian Silla and Barry Help Foundation don't intensify the sensitization on the Say No to Drug and Violence in Sports campaign. Over the weekend, there distribute sports equipment them to 6 primary schools. Where it be the talk na the St. Edward Secondary School inside Freetown. Mamadou Barry say, as young boy where it be the come up, he watch the youths and play. And the strength where they still possess. He said this go be a morale for sportsman and woman them for this generation if they stop for abuse drug.
What can see people and they support them kind of thing that they make a glad they can feel appropriate to serve them because the country they go down to the ground. Who that they lost, not one they only one day. Look me daddy then they sit also. We don't watch them as small baby who they watch them. Look where they sit down, they're still there. But you watch me age go play now, then just they go left the paddle. The recent statistic they show see the young one they die past the big one there. What in the cause of? Now these drugs here. So. Me and my big brother we start this initiative. We done almost like 3 years now for this thing. We done like 3 years now for this thing they've hit them. With no like we do it generously for make sure say we able to help the country. Not all thing government will able to do. If we realize that we are the first group we bury 32 people who been there, we make all my attention come over this thing. Say the drugs are a bad thing. It's not a political something. Nothing. I'm on the London the hook. Media at the hook. We not get no profit other than for salvage this country. We don't do it to some point. We see reason say we don't transform the free talk. If you see now, people are not going and then call and the link again. They don't debate small. But to see Silo go down yonder outside the Peking and they start from to the grassroots. So they begin conscientize the Peking there now. They will see. Sometimes that the next generation will go out. This thing not go there again in this country. But I'm glad for the principal then, the teacher then, the legend that we come. We support. Not to just we. We dey support ourselves now because we all get picking them, we get brother there, we get sisters them. Let's see how we able to transform in your way. Literally, no means a pass you go for politics.
One of the veterans them, Ajina Sise, himself say, drug for be we greatest enemy in order for let we achieve what we want in our life.
If you want to succeed in sport or whatever, drugs for be your enemy, number one. Whatever you do, if you put drugs ahead, you will fail in your life. So we just want to encourage this new generation, let them believe in themselves and believe say drugs very harmful. If someone will play ball, will not be take drugs. So you see after football self, we still demand it yourself. All my own senior call-outs now, one up past 60 and plus, some 70s. But for cut all things short, we just want for make una carry the message. Say do ya, when can these people not be play ball long term, they still look to manage themselves. What thing happen to that? That because they stay away from drugs. Drugs very harmful, stay away from drugs. That's my advice to the youth.
One of the beneficiary them, after he don't receive the item them, and say football no go inside salon if we use drug. It tell thank you to the organizer them for the sensitization through sport.
And football no go ever succeed in any country where drug day. You know they can drug business where it succeed for football. But this is a very good initiative. We want to thank the entire organization for this gesture today and the supply that giving. I will pray that we say we go the message to the school to rebound them for help to fight against drugs in this country. And I believe that God will help me.
Now for international sport, South Africa and Majata finally don't lay their hand by the elusive Total Energy Under 20 Africa Cup of Nations tournament trophy. After where them fought hard for beat Morocco 1-0 inside the final where dem play na the June 30 stadium inside Cairo Sunday May 18. Crystal Palace beat Manchester City 1-0 na the Wembley Stadium inside the 2025 English FA Cup final for secure the club dem first ever major honor, and also they end a 7-game winless head-to-head run inside the process. Now all this we got for you inside this edition of the Today Show Sports Update with me.
Welcome back to the Today Show on Slick TV channel 37 on Facebook and website at www.slicktv.com. I am Usman Ibrahim Maradist on the second segment of the show. We'll take now health tips with Paulina Bendu Samba. We look into the health benefits of drinking hot water.
And welcome to Today Health Tips. Today, we can talk about something wey simple but powerful. The benefits wey for drink hot water get to we body. Bokuma na salon like for drink cold water, but you sabi say if you drink hot water, it get plenty good thing wey it go do for you. 1. It go help you belly for work fine. It go help for flush the oil and boku other thing them when no good inside your belly. This na like small detox every morning. 2. It go clear your nose and sore throat. If you get cold or nose block, hot water they help for melt the mucus and make you breathe fine. 3. It go help for make your blood flow fine. Warm water they make your blood flow better one in your body. It go help the heart and the whole system for function well. 4. It go support weight loss. If you want for burn fat small, hot water can help for boost the body in heat and help break down the fat within your body. 5. It dey calm the mind. Hot water they help for make you relax. It dey cool stress and it perfect for early morning or before you sleep. So, try for start this habit today. Every morning or night, just drink 1 cup of hot water. No need for add sugar or tea. Just the water. Your body go tell you thank you later. Stay well and keep yourself hydrated.
Welcome back to the Today Show. Thank you so much, by the way, Paulina Bendu Samba. As it clearly mentioned, the hot water, they keep you hydrated. And of course, they make you be very healthy. Key important parts now that it make you be very, very healthy. Introducing Slim Peasy with all the latest buzz in entertainment news. Hey Slim, good afternoon.
What's poppin', my brother? How you doing?
Happy weekend. Happy new week, I beg your pardon.
I flex. I be there number 2 the other day and it was fun, bro.
What TV do number 2?
Inside life, I go flex. I used to, young man in the building. You know what I mean? But of course, I get Bokuna the plate today.
So even as the Bedouin Salon, as the people, we say, unhappiest people in Africa, you're very happy. You go out. Wow.
I need to be because I get peace of mind, POM. I don't know if you know, but don't listen to the song.
Yeah, peace of mind. And we even get a stage performance the other day, last week, the other week.
I'm glad. Anyways, let's get right to it. So today, the 19th of May 2025. Anyways, let's talk about waiting day inside the basket for now today. I'm going to start with the Republicans project we na crack twist Ishmael Kamara, the CEO of the Republicans, been put out a body of work when at the EPUSA feature 3 of the main artists them, including Hugo Boss, Triple Hardest, and Swede Leon, and of course himself when a Crack Twist. Inside this body of work, then gets songs them, several songs them, up to 4 or 5 songs them with the inside this body of work. It only the trending now as we see the numbers the way they make. The African charts, when at the hip hop charts, I think the album is second right now, which tells you people really they listen to rap because it's based off of the numbers where the tracks them now the album they make now go make it take certain position now the African hip hop charts. I have to say congratulations to the Wasasi Republic for the Republicans. We just they make massive waves right now all across Africa. Nevertheless, then sign a new artist where if you check on the screen right now, on the next slide, you'd see a female artist where, yes, that's the one, in name na Kalin D. Of course, now yesterday, we now been the 18th, officially Wasasi Republic been let the public aware say they don't get a female. According to them, say this is not the only female and artist where they go sign at the label so far. And currently they with them, it don't they work underground, it don't they record songs them. According to Ishmael Kamara, now the CEO of Crack Twist, he say this artist set against everything we take for calm shake. All other female artists we don't they now the industry. So let them watch out.
You didn't hear from this new artist before?
Oh yes, I think I don't listen to some snippets them from within the kid. When it comes to in delivery and in style of music as well.
And did he say he will bring changes to this?
Well, I will not be the judge, of course. Grace can do anything, you know, sing and dance and turn about.
Yeah.
You know how it starts and you know how far it is. So I will not be the judge to judge. But of course, she's talented. I think she gets the very beautiful looks. We are attractive to young guys. Them, I think they will.
And we're at a time where female artists them don't they thrive in the African continent and Sierra Leone as a whole. I mean, Sierra Leone artists them like Boy Mania, for example, very young, energetic girl. We really thrive so much at the industry because I think, say, just like we say, they support this all men in the group.
Young guys.
Yes, they bring in together. They come introduce a woman into the group just because perhaps maybe people are still for support the female gender also in the industry. So I think, say, yes, the support, they are getting it, and if this continue, then we will see the 50-50 way that they cry for.
True that. Of course, as you mentioned, almost four artists them. Then at the label. So this is the very first female, and of course, then say them will just keep as the only female at the group. But I look forward to waiting exactly Kling D go bring to Wasasi Republic as they don't put out a new body of work. We expect something beautiful from this female artist. I wish them all the best. I hope say it go shake the industry when it go up in debuts with Wasasi Entertainment. Let's move away from that. Let's talk about something interesting on the plate today. I want to talk about the legendary Ami Kalon. See this mommy? This is not like a grandma. I love her sound. And despite I not hearing everything with Ami Kalon they say, but whenever I listen to her music, the melody, the vibe, the way it can be like, it just gets how they do me. You know what I mean? And of course, an amazing video surfaced the internet just over the weekend. Who say Iyon Grand Pikin, they make a beautiful song for Ram, and she was really excited about that very beautiful song there. But of course, before I can talk about the video and let me brother man Usman talk about the video, let's just take let's just watch the video and then come after that.
Gani, Gani, sweetie Gani, Gani, oh Gani, Gani, my lovely Gani. Oh, yeah, yeah, Gani, kidi bela kwa baba, naluma kao aya bambala, chia kete anjale baya mekola, nanya chila Gani kwela, nabaka saya boba ya ukola. Oh, yeah, mama, baya regele babua. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, of course, Udoyori, the song is dedicated to her grandmama, Ami Kalon. Of course, Ami Kalon, a musician, so you don't go doubt if you see Ngam Pikin, they take after him. I mean, it's a very beautiful song, and I like how the beginning voice, the sound. Despite as well, I know they read the lyrics them word for word. What do you think?
So just like way Slim Peasy mentioned just now, we say, even though they understand what they sing about, but they clearly mention grandma, granny. Then it's about a granny, and granny, they smile. They're very happy, very proud of Ingram Pikin. And after this, I go also want to sing for my granny and my grandpa. But I will make you tunes for me. I will make you tunes for me.
I go on me my way to make beats. I will send the beats for you. Then when you do the song for granny and grandpa, I'll come talk about somebody else.
Then you'll be missing me because maybe I will left the career journalism and be a musician.
Anyway, stop that, my G. Let's get to it. Let's talk about Yoke 7. Yusufu Kroma. We in America, he's been active for the longest, if I could say, after songs like Ebo, sing along, Ebo, hey, Una left bo. Is that song? Way back tune, my brother. So then King regard Yoke 7 as one of the pioneers them for hip-hop music in Salone. He's been active for the longest, and of course, recently they jumped into the Afrobeat trend. We see songs with Tenny Makanaki. Remember that song? Fire, fire, down. That's a big song, right?
Yeah.
And of course, he gets another song with the Jamaican artist. And he's been doing great. You get big collabos with even the American rapper SP The Ghost. So Yoke 7 they do big things. And of course, over the weekend, we traveled to United Kingdom, London to be precise. And he did a massive performance. I don't know if you want to say
he's Sierra Leonean.
He is a Sierra Leonean.
Okay,
Yoke 7.
Look at the performance.
Let's take a look at what exactly Yoke 7 been do now London, United Kingdom, and right after that, we go close the ENT for today. Fire dancer.
No contest. Yeah. But this way we see just now Sierra Leonean artists performing on the international stage. Also see these league artists like these league they perform in a big concerts them in the United Kingdom. I don't know why they like London. They like London for performing in London for a reason.
I think the people in London right now they come out for Sierra Leoneans them because when you look at the London space for entertainers, I think then they support entertainment and then they support Africans more. Because if you check even the rappers them in London, they are highly dominated by black. African they originate now from Africa, like Nigeria, most likely Sierra Leone, Senegal, Guinea, Gambia. Most of the top rappers them. And then they support them people in the big time.
And are they the highest amount of diaspora people the Sierra Leoneans them would live abroad? They have the most highest amounts now from the UK. However, now thank you so much, Slim Peasy, for the latest entertainment
Thanks
news.
for having me, Usman Mara.
Now we'll take huge travel schedules for tomorrow on Tuesday. Now, starting, Aska Airline flight KP041 will depart from Freetown and make a stop in Accra and Lomé, arriving at 8:45 a.m. At 8:30 a.m., Aska Airlines flight KP043 will take off from Banjul and head to Freetown, arriving at 9:10 a.m. before continuing to Lomé. At 1 p.m., Aska Airlines flight KP022 will depart from Lomé and make a stop in Accra and Freetown, arriving in Banjul at 4:45 p.m. At 1 p.m., Brussels Airlines flight KP SN243 will take off from Freetown, make a stop in Monrovia, and land in Brussels at 7:55 p.m. At 2:30 p.m., Kenya Airways flight KQ510/11 will depart from Nairobi, stop in Accra at 5:30 p.m. and arrive in Freetown at 6:30 p.m. This flight will then head back to Accra and return to Nairobi. For those traveling overnight, at 9:30 p.m., Turkish Airlines flight TK533/4 will depart from Istanbul with a stop in Ouagadougou before arriving in Freetown at 1:10 a.m. and continuing back to Istanbul at 2:10 a.m. That's all for tomorrow's travel schedules. Make sure you use this information wisely. Introducing James Kamara Mane for a review of our headlines. We had many stories then today here for cover with regards to what they happen here in Sierra Leone newspapers. Within the newspapers then cover today, the stories we then cover yesterday's stories and of recent stories. Introducing James Kamara Mane in the studios. Good afternoon, James.
Good afternoon, Usman.
So, what's not the first thing we'll get today? From the Calabash newspaper, they say the Anti-Corruption Commission indicts 4 NSRPA officials over $920 million corruption scandal. Also on the front page of the Calabash newspaper, they say Egypt Air and SLCAA, I think that's the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority, signs agreement to transport pilgrims for the very first time. Pilgrims to Mecca, the holy city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia, to perform the Hajj. And I'll say Indian High Commissioner condemns April 22nd Kashmir attack, calls for global action against terrorism. Also on the front page of the Calabash newspaper, the National Tourist Board, DG, earns 50 most influential women nomination votes to celebrate her excellence, her leadership, I beg your pardon, in Sierra Leone.
Yes, Musoma, thank you. So one of the key stories where caught my attention is about the Egypt airline.
Yeah.
You know, this is the first time they get Egypt airline, a foreign airline, for take we Muslim brothers and sisters to Mecca.
Yes.
You know, it's a novelty for we, and we want to see how we can able for law and the Egyptian airline for still continue for work with we, or continue for the fly here from Cairo to Freetown to Cairo, and see how we can do business. But it's a very good one. It's a very good story. We look forward for them. Yeah.
Just from the presidential task force on the sort of the Hajj ceremony now, when it happened in Saudi Arabia, and say more than 2,000 Sierra Leoneans will perform in their Hajj this year. That's the highest amount in recent years.
Yeah, sure. Myself, when I see the number, I was like, wow, 2,000 Sierra Leoneans for go Hajj, and every year we go Hajj. But one thing that caught my attention is about the mpox we get now. You know, we got to be very mindful. We got to be very, very careful.
You know, James, we say mpox.
Mpox, yeah.
The mpox.
Yeah, mpox. You know, sometimes that the Creole can talk fast, actually. So we have to be mindful, especially the authorities, the health authorities. Because I mean, you'd say they may need for go on the medical test. So they pray say the screening could be done properly.
Yeah.
They're not going to do in haste or in any form of favoritism or any kind of thing, so that we'll not go rather export mpox to other man country, but that we we screen people very well and make not get a bad name.
And as of last year, Hajj happened in Saudi Arabia and the city of Mecca, and we get thousands of people undocumented. We don't even get site for stay, for example. Not get supposed to be go care for them for them return. People we go give them if the place hot because they can get this hot weather when they get experience. If the place hot, like for give them umbrella for waka and all of this. Performing your umrah without being documented. Many people died last year. Now, one of the consequences we get. And as you clearly just mentioned, the high risk of diseases spreading. We get mpox, and there's still threats of coronavirus and other viruses around the world. So, again, just like we say, it will fine for me the screening be done properly, for make sure, say, we say and pilgrims them go safely and come back. Just, we mentioned just in the intro of what you talk about, the Egypt Air and SLCAA, they're coming together. I think that is very important. perhaps one of the reasons we make we get 2,000 or more we say where they go perform the Hajj this year. So collaborations them like this go actually push go actually make the number even double in the next year, huh?
Yeah, sure. Because as I said, a great move from where we get a flight directly from Freetown to Cairo and Cairo to Freetown. It's a great move, and we look for the ones that we think happy last one where they may go perform the Hajj or the pilgrimage, make no disaster not happen again, and make them see how the medical team over there go for work very well and see how they can able for administer more medical treatment to people that way that the aged one them able for go come and come back safe one.
Yeah.
So we'll go to the next one. We next pick for this time. We'll get the Congo Times newspaper. We'll get the first main lead story. It's a Ambassador Bori, Koindu Limited is heartless and exploitative. We get another one here. It's a MOK Jagaban, a visionary leader shaping the future of Sierra Leone and beyond. The next story is APC reaffirms commitment to a credible, people-centered census. We got the final story here. They say tensions mount in Yenga as residents face fear, hunger, and displacement. So one of eye-catching story again is a prolific writer. You see, Mr. Bori, Ambassador Bori, used to talk about this Koindu holdings. You know, this don't become a topic of discussion. The tongue of Sierra Leoneans now. We see in the article, and I mean, we get privilege for it, a briefer part of the article that to bring out some of the things that we feel say Koindu holdings we are doing against the laws of Sierra Leone. You know, mind you, they're foreign coming in. And so if they not stick to the laws of Sierra Leone, anything they do, it's become lawless. And in the headline with the editorial right, say Koindu Limited is heartless and exploitative.
Yeah, this is just, I think it in connections with within a lawyer we post on a social media platform, Barrister Michael. We talk about how Koindu Holdings, they depreciate the exports, whether they do of diamonds because they therefore evade tax that they contain.
The diamond.
Yes, and say Koindu Holdings, they undervalue the diamonds for tax purposes. Also, Koindu accused Koindu Holdings of lacking the accountability after, in 2016 or so, a year where they kill some workers them na the mines by security forces, and say since then they not say anything about them. Also, they say this all will happen because of poor government contracts. Say the government of Sierra Leone be signed a poor contract with Koindu Holdings. We also lead to all of this latest really happen. You see protests really happen at the mines, angry staff them. Now they don't be sacked. According to the Ministry of Labour, say more than 1,000 of them have been sacked. He also say, Lawyer Michael also mentioned in a post where he say government also very guilty, Mane. He say government also very guilty of some of these allegations them where they point out say Koindu Holdings are guilty of. He say even as people don't get the rights at the mines forget access to water and other essential things them. But even governments, there are schools in Sierra Leone, many schools in Sierra Leone who begin to complain, say they don't get access to clean water. Many offices in this country will not get access to better facilities, like toilet facilities, for example. So, Lawyer Michael mentioned those things, saying the government's also very responsible. They're back very guilty of these allegations against Koindu Holdings.
Yes, Usman Grant to the line of Lawyer Barrister Michael with in write-up. You know, firstly, what he do a premise in write-up on the article where Ambassador Lansana Bori writes. You know, he mentioned the things that way. That article they mentioned, but we just mentioned at the headline of the Concord Times newspaper. A host of things that we mentioned where Koindu Holdings, the way it described Koindu Holdings for being lawless and exploitative. As you just mentioned, say they undervalue the diamonds, taxation, evade taxation, human rights abuse, what have you. So she mentioned that some of them things there happen all in the name of bad contracts. And he also referred to the past government under the Ernest Bai Koroma government in 2007, where they may get the white paper, where they may sign with Koidu Holdings after that incident where 2 people they may die. Like they placed on one protest. Some of the things that we mentioned, as you say, another one of them that's the poor sanitation, no water. And you say even the politicians, them, as you say, they're guilty of the things they are, of the acts they are, and they give deaf ears. So going forward, we want to see that this will be a lesson for governments, now governments and governments to be, that foreign companies no need forget absolute rights.
Yes.
In our country. Now this is our country, this is our own. We got to protect the people. We got to protect what we get. As I said, this should be a lesson to the authorities them that we need to put to foot down and tell foreign companies that now this we want for people them, and they need to make a very good contract with them so that it not just could benefit the foreign workers them because you feel the foreign companies because you feel because we want investment into our country.
Yeah.
We want for satisfied anything they say. We just say yes, do go ahead with them. But we want to do things that way go benefit the life of the ordinary Sierra Leoneans. Look now, over 1,000 people that don't be laid off from work. What will come out of? What thing will be the outcome?
We go add to the already amounts, probably the amounts of people and salon people that
Yeah.
will not get work.
Yeah.
But however, now though some Sierra Leoneans them be raised their concerns with regards to the issue between Koidu Holdings and the First Lady, Dr. Fatima Mada Bio, with regards to Koidu Holdings suing the First Lady.
Now, coming where the country aware of then they want to well recognized through by the Act of Parliament. Then go to Parliament, they approve them, but certain thing waiting them for do now, waiting and I do say in governance gets structure. Everybody gets a responsibility. It might be say the First Lady, it might see say the company, maybe some say they do things to workers and we're not good. But it might be say but not to the right step. For let mount, for let call and demonstration, for let just take people and go demonstrate against the company. We are in we stakeholder and get the Minister of Mines, where if anything happen, like responsibility for come. Even the Parliament, if the Parliament they look at and say, all this, they underpay the people and all that thing. The Parliament get rights, the committee in the Parliament told on that, the right for call the company. Ask them, say, why this for happen? But if the First Lady on the own just grab, you go make people and for demonstrate, cause other disaster. Now this don't can lead now about nearly 1,000 people where they redundant, they sack them without no benefits. I believe say don't cause more harm than good. Maybe sometimes they think good, but now what you don't can cause so now. Then people and the government go to get a job again, or ain't go to get a job, then a job because of the right in order the right step. Use in power because of in a First Lady, you want go that way, but now it don't cost more. Now according to the company, they don't lost about $60 million. So I believe so not to the right step there, and the company get the rights for sure and a court because not to incapacity for tell people for go demonstrate. The parliament chief there na the district, whether na that particular which other company they mind, the parliament they don't have stakeholder the honorable they even the minister, the mayor they all they as a First Lady for like just go take come that way. He left all the people and the members on time, not consulting himself, he just do on his own. So it is not well done, it's not correct.
The mommy na then a sister, one in a mama. Me been see that clip because in the words we had that's yeah. Say the mommy good day. In fact, when they talk to say, you know, good day as First Lady, he good day as corner picking. You understand? So he go for go fight for defend young people then. Yeah, but the way you do it, not the right way. Not to do not the question. Say if not the right way, because now the law they not the hand. What I mean, say the Lord in at the hand, the Lord is for everybody. But like that mommy they in a mommy, na public figure in this country. I believe say if you want fair to people, you get many ways we they implement. We will fair way for label fair to people. You understand? We no we will call them a treaty, na come out, na can demonstrate on this. You understand? But what lead to the demonstration? Because I mean understand say the people because of the facility. They know they get pure facility, their agreements. In fact, what making follow we had, and they still get what is say, the fertility side. Some I be listening. Then they are one stakeholder and I cannot do the interview and say, they be better. Some man in build block house, they now in a concrete house, then go build for them. The company go build for them. But we on this and the time they know they will be in the corner doing NDMC. Even get beaucoup reserve land in a corner. Would not even be church. Don't understand what NDMC be did because I don't in the wicked sense. We don't do Nangaya, Sekweto house. So all the time before they say 12 o'clock, they go decide the alarm. One old corner, any part who said it.
Iron ore, according to the Minister of Mines, contributed 70%, that is $785 million of the $1.12 billion from total exports of iron ore, total exports in Sierra Leone for 2024, with government earning only $60 million from it. Out of that, Julius Mataya said that Kingo's contribution was $584 million, while Marampa Mines contributed about $149 million. Diamonds, he said, contributed only about $102 million last year in 2024. Mr. Mataya was speaking at the government's weekly press briefing. Look at what he begets for say.
I mean, in 2020, total mineral export from this country, that'll be about $310 million. By 2021, even with COVID, that'll be $580 million. The next year, it go to $900 million. 2023, $1.6 billion, one of the best years that we don't get. And then last year, 2024, now $1.12 billion. 2023, $1.6 billion. Take it back to USA will be the way. Well, maybe they say the mining sector, they do well, they contribute to nearly 25% to the GDP. Yes, with these figures, though, there have been an increase, but the contribution to GDP has been in single figures, single digits, normally between 1 and 2. People can ask how or why. Revenue, they go up, but the contribution to the GDP is minimal. I say, well, we don't diversify our economy. Under the leadership of His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio, there have been a whole lot of initiatives, a whole lot of sources of revenue. We say money they come in. Several Okiri say, Sierra Leone don't benefit from any mining, from many activities. Akiri people like go to 3%, no more than 3%. 3% than a royalty. The revenue stream from the mining sector diversify. As I can say, we put it into two categories. We get tax revenues that are things like corporate income tax, things like withholding tax on dividend, on the interest, on management services, GST, custom and excise import duties. That again, the Ministry of Finance and NRA. But the mining sector will get what you call non-tax revenues. So that royalty, not just 1%, not just one stream. For bulk, what we call bulk minerals, iron ore, bauxite, rutile, now 3% of the value of which you export. For diamond, now 6.5% of which you export. But if the stone, big part or a value past $500,000, now 8% you pay. Okay? For the one that they do gold, if you're not large scale mining, now 5%. If you're not artisanal, we don't reduce them to 1% of the value. Now, in terms of those royalties, we do extremely well. In 2023, those royalties were at about $11 million. But last year, 2024, it go to $22 million with double. All right? Then also license fees is another non-tax revenue. First term, license fees for a way you get large scale mining license, $500,000 you pay yearly. For level will increase to $1 million, which we did. So with that, the revenue will accrue to the government in 2023 now be $11 million. But then that back don't go to $22 million with double. Now, when you look at what income in non-tax revenue, it increased from $32 million to $49.9 million. Again, I repeat, that are the non-tax revenue. So there have been an increase. But of course, when you look, there was a decline in the total export. Which I mean by that, in 2023, now be $1.6 billion. But then, in 2024, now $1.12 billion, about 3.75% decline. People they ask why. We all know what will happen as you are rutile. In 2024, where they be stop production, suspended production. And rutile are one of those where they contribute. Sir, you just ask which minerals. Currently, as I speak, iron ore, they contribute to nearly 70% of the total export from this country in 2024. Iron ore, a total value of the export in 2024, now $785 million. $785 million. And we attribute that to the two mining companies. Kingo Mining Company, where they operate now, Tokoli Lifengbaya, and Marampa, where they operate we say Bafoki and Marampa Chiefdom Day. Kingo alone did nearly about 584. Then Marampa, they get a slight dip. They did about $149 million. Previously they did about 228, but then they installed new plants. Now, just after iron ore, as I said, it responds to 70%. The next, the diamond. Diamond, we've been saying we know we are mineral rich, but when you put it in context to compare to iron ore, it's not really that big. Last year, from this country, now $102 million. And out of that, $82 million now Koidu Holdings. Diamond are just about roughly 12%.
Okay.
Iron ore 90%. The next most important commodity, and they give values for data for 2024. Now in a heavy mineral sands. A lot of people they don't even know what's in a heavy mineral sands of late. Now, anybody who don't go around Imperi, Jong, Lower Banta, Upper Banta, or Mayamba Ibom district, they see what they call black sand. So for years, the only time they do the black sands because they don't in that more area from the 60s. But then get a machine where they call MSP, mineral separation plant. So when they get a black dirty, then they separate ilmenite, rutile, and zircon, where they sell. The other other one, they don't get that MSP. So they own a cocktail of all them when they sell. Last year, Syria rutile, even though the production be down, of exports for rutile about $55 million. Then they did about $34 million for zircon. Then about $60 million for ilmenite. The other companies, they say they do heavy mineral sands. They did $99 million worth of export. We're not the third largest sector in terms of export. And most of them are small scale. Because what we done only 3 years ago, we began gay. And what we say small scale, your concession of be more than 2 square kilometers. 2 square kilometers, 2 meters, 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers. Large scale, it normally big, now 125 square kilometers. So, again, one thing I get for understand, the mixture of the contribution, they change depending on the circumstances with it. Now, bauxite, so long way bauxite mine today, 2000.
The Minister of Mines just managed, say 70%, say $1.12 billion in salon exports that was in 2024, and he also clearly mentioned, say, it declined from 2023. He said he can't export more in 2023. That now because we get issue with Marampa mines and other mining sectors. They say the government of Salone just gets 60% of all its exports from these mining groups. You know, think say the government, they know they do the government well.
Yeah, this one caught me eye when I see or I hear the minister they talk say only 60%. I mean $60 million nine governments and in 2024. You go to begin to wonder how. Because if they project about $1.12 billion total export of mine in 2024, and then government just get a peanut of them, this segment to waiting. I don't know if you remember
the first lady.
The first lady in an interview we do when you go to America, they say the foreign companies that we did in Africa, he mentioned Salone to be particular, are being owned by our big brothers, the West, and he mentioned say that America. Or Britain, that they own them.
Yeah.
And he say, and imagine say they take $100 million out of the country, they only give 2%. And she asks, what can 2% or what can $10,000 do for a country? Now, in this way, so typically,
in the context of what you depends on just now, that means it's so unequal between them and the government. They get for exports and they get this hundreds of millions of dollars, while they give the government $60 million a year last year. Just in the context of what he say, just now we discussed about Barrister Michael talking about Koyo Holdings, them human rights violations of the people who work for them, the more than 1,000 employees them in the sector. Maybe for provide them basic amenities for them, basic amenities like clean water for them, good toilet facilities for the employees. Still, they pay them only 30%, according to them, 30% of the salaries we're supposed to pay them. And also, clearly, Barrister Michael also mentioned, they say, Koyolins, they pay the people based on a 2016 exchange rate. Exchange rate.
The first lady mentioned that the exchange rate, not to the kind of exchange rate where we use normally. It was an old exchange rate that they use for pay. So this is to tell you how much exploitative then come in the be. Kondi Holdings and question. So you're not going for denying when somebody say these companies have been exploitative in Sierra Leone. This is true. Because just imagine if they can give government this peanut out of waiting that they take out of Salone. Then imagine how much they give and other Sierra Leone where they work with them. So that brings me to waiting the first lady gave me say and easy way to make it go protest. And some of the things that we highlight are that the workers they not they pay well, they are not being paid well, they not get they not enjoy the basic social amenities where them for enjoy, like they not get good water in the community, even in the office they not get good sanitation at the office. So if this company is a multi-billion-dollar company and they're not able to provide those basic things for their staff, that's the tell you now say government is also suffering silently. But government is not saying anything.
It brings us back, man, to governments. I didn't sign this kind of deals. The government of Sierra Leone sign this kind of deals. Some people will say, why is the government doing this? Why they will sign such bad deals? I mean, a company they go with hundreds of millions of dollars out, they export those amounts of money, and they give the government just chicken change. But the government gets a lot for do. Government gets for build roads, gets for build schools, gets for provide water for the people, gets for do so many things. Out of $1 billion, nearly $1.2 billion, giving government $60 million. Some might also think, is it because for foreign investors, mining companies, them are going to invest in the country? Is it hard? Is it the reason we make governments go do this kind of things for sign these bad deals?
The reasons might be varies. You know, just feel maybe we want to get more investors for come, one for attract more investors into the country. You cannot attract more investors into the country. Why is the left these masses, the citizens, them, they wallow in poverty, in abject poverty. That's not a good business, and nobody wants for do that kind of business. You know, a good father, somebody where they think about feeding in household very well before think about feeding the other person in your household. So if a government, na father to we, a mother to we, therefore think about how them for satisfy the young citizens them very well, rather than thinking about what the West will satisfy. Now, how they can do this? Now, the deals that they sign, as to say, we don't find out, say, it get a lot of loopholes in these deals. And even them as government, they suffer in silence and they don't want to talk. Why? Maybe one go on for say maybe they protect their relationship with the West, make the West not frown at them.
Maybe instead go say, if we can't do this foreign mining company bad, we not go get other foreign mining company for come.
Yes, and maybe we don't get the face of international communities. And so in that kind of way, we could just accept what they can give you. So I let that peanut and give it. How can somebody tell you they can mine in your country and then they take more, they eat more past you for it?
Yes.
So that's not good. Not good. Right. As I say, rounding up, this will be a good situation. This will be a precedent we don't set. That's not a good precedent, but a bad precedent. The government for revisit all contractors that don't sign with foreign companies.
Yes.
So that these companies don't go benefit more. And they go benefit Sierra Leone as a whole.
That's when they see the country like Mali, for example, Guinea throwing out 52 mining groups.
Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are countries. So let them take example from these countries and see how the citizens themselves they enjoy the benefits on what they get.
Now, so we go wrap up today's edition of the Today Show on Slick TV, channel 37, on the social media platforms and on websites at slicktv.com. We go wrap up with the Meet to You segment. Till then, I am Usman Ibrahim Mara.
I'm James Kamaramane.
Take care.
Happy birthday to my wonderful mother-in-law. Today, as we celebrate you, I want to express how much you mean to me. You have always treated me like your own, showering me with care and love, and for that, I am truly grateful. You are not just my man's mother, you are like a mother to me too. Your incredible son speaks volume about the amazing person you are, the values you instilled in him, the kindness and strength he possesses. These are all reflections of the wonderful job you did raising him. Thank you for shaping him into the person I love and cherish. Having you in my life is a true blessing. Your warmth and support have made me feel so welcomed and loved. I am so lucky to have you as my mother-in-law. Wishing you a day filled with joy, laughter, and everything that brings you happiness. Happy birthday, my dear mother-in-law, from your daughter-in-law, Finapiska Kamara. Happy birthday! It's wonderful to celebrate you today, Mohamed Lapia. You are a true brother. Your presence brings warmth and support, making life's journey brighter and more meaningful. You are a high intellectual and we appreciate you in our life. This request is coming from the BSc Sociology class, Didi, and the House of Intellectuals.